You could do that. Um, and here's the thing: when you're setting up the billing system, you just don't want so many that you have to dig around to find what you're trying to do. Okay. You see all the different things by city. There's a couple of different ways you can slice it, and so I'm going to see which way he wants to go. It's kind of like their own decision what they want. All right, so let's kind of, now that I see what you're doing a little bit, and then we can start talking about how our software can implement what you said. Okay, so I get what you did pretty much. Um, and so if you look at Winserve Plus, pull it up out of the tray, and we'll just see how the system was designed, and then we'll talk about what you want to do. Okay. I do like your zoning. I think that's really smart, honestly. That's a way better way to think of it than um, the alternative, which is kind of a doing each city, because that just the list gets too long, if you know what I mean. So let's do maintain, and we'll go to billing, and um, first up is billing items. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Okay, the way this is designed is that this is a generic name for something that you're billing. Okay, so like court filing or like process service or like whatever else. It doesn't care what the region is. Okay, if you can keep the region out of the billing items list, you'll be a lot happier, in my opinion. That's, you got to kind of decide for yourself, but that's the way I prefer to see it. Okay, so you scroll down your list. Let's just see what else is there on that list. Yeah, I really like the way you got this set up. This is just right. Okay, totally like it. Okay, so if you need to add more, you add more, but it's mostly just a generic name for something that you're going to bill for. So that's great. So say done. All right, now let's go to maintain, and let's talk about the region. Okay, so go down to billing region, and we'll talk about it for a second. Okay, so this is one of the things. There's many things you can change in our program to set up how you're going to build something. They're like a bunch of little knobs you can turn, and this is one of the knobs that can affect how things are billed. Other knobs include the priority of the job, so rush or regular, customer type, and so those are the main ones. Customer type, um, rush or regular, job type are the three main things you use to control, and then region is the fourth. Okay, so what you could do if you wanted to would be define the different zones in the software that make sense to you. I like how you did it over there to the right in the underlying spreadsheet where you said, okay, this is zone 1 court, zone 2 court, and then family law under court, right? Okay, that's really smart. I really like it. If you wanted to do that, it would work just fine. Okay, so let's just play the game with one. Okay, so go new and do zone 1 court. Okay, click OK. All right, and you can do more later, but we're just going to follow the bouncing ball and setting up one to give you the idea, and then after that, I think you'll be able to figure out the rest, but we'll see. Okay, so just say done on this. Okay, now go to maintain and billing rates. Billing rates. There you go. Okay, so these are all the different things you can. There's more that I forgot about the branch, but I don't think you do branches, so I don't think that's a problem you need to worry about. So you'll always be base. Okay. All right. So if you look at customer type drop down, each customer can have a customer type. Right now you have these customer types set up. You could make other ones if you wanted to. The more of that you do, the more work it's going to be to make your system work. Okay, because you have to set up the schedule for each one of those in the software, which is not terribly hard, but it does take time. Okay. And I think we're looking at the affiliate list right now, so you're set up for that right now. So we don't need to worry about anything else other than just doing affiliate. Okay. The next down is priority. Okay, so we have 4 priorities. Right now your schedule only has 2, right? Regular, routine, rush. Okay. Okay, so we could do more if you wanted to, but if you keep it simple and straightforward, then you won't have to worry about it as much. Okay, job type is the next one. Okay, so we're just going to do standard. We'll do job type court. Drop that down, grab the court. Okay, because we're talking about the court one, and then drop that list down for region, zone 1 court. Okay. All right, and you click OK. And now what you can do is add the billing items that are associated with that billing schedule that you just set up. Okay, so it has no billing items set up yet, so we're going to say add. Yep. And drop that billing item list down and look for your court filing one on billing item. There you go, right there. There you go. Income account. There you go. That's fine. You can make up other income accounts if you want also, but it's normally just put up under messenger courier, or you want to make one called court so that you can differentiate it from the other stuff. Okay, so let's just pick, so we can get through this screen, just pick messenger courier. You can go back and fix it. Put in your amount, whatever that is. I think it's a flat fee you're charging, right? So yeah, just kind of shove that to the side. So zone 1 routine is 30. Okay. So zone 1 routine is 30. Okay. And let's just call it other flat amount. Okay. Which means it will automatically be billed when you pick a job that's that kind of job at that speed for that court, for that zone. All right, so it's just going to do it. It doesn't, no more questions, it'll just do it. Okay? Which I think is what it should normally do, right? That's what you normally do. Okay. Now, okay, and you click OK on that, and that's one billing item. So the question is, well, what are the other things you bill for court filing standard in zone 1? So if you go back to your schedule, behind the screen, what else you got? Like pages or some silly thing. No, slow down, slow down. You're doing it again. You don't want to do it again. Slow down, slow down. Cancel. Some other thing other than court filing. What else do you charge for? Okay, yep. Okay. Right. A rate of $1. Yes, that's what you want. That's exactly right. Okay, go down and click on the fee advance radio button. It's left column, like in the middle of the radio buttons. There you go. Change it off of there, definitely off of there. You don't want it there. You want it in fees advanced. There you go. So just like that. Perfect. That is correct. Okay. What else you do? The service fee. Mm-hmm. 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 That's the right income account for that. And the rate would be point, there you go, right there. You got it. Just take that out. That's 1%. Yep. Okay, and mark fee advance again. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay. What's that? Okay. Change it off of bad debt. Okay, you don't need to mark that. It doesn't care. I would just do another flat amount or not have it at all. I mean, how often do you do a filing without a fee? Does it ever happen? Okay. Then go ahead and mark it the fee advance. That's fine. It won't hurt anything. That's a good way to think about it. And then bad debt. Wait. Don't do bad debt. Get it off of there and just put it on to a check charge. There you go. Excellent. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you're good. There's also a maintenance. There's like a edit list you can run when you're done that'll show you where you're at, so you can dump it out to an Excel spreadsheet. Yeah. So that'd be just yeah. So put a 1 in and delete a 0. There you go, like that. Okay, and put in check the radio button for pieces. Okay. So when you're closing out the job, you can put in that there's a pieces spot. You just put in the number of pages you did, and then it'll calculate for you. And if there are no pieces, then it won't do it. Now, do you do research? Let's talk about the other items you have on that list. So research, copy request, recorder's request, delivery courtesy copies, and all of those. Are you going to have those as job types? Because that's what they seem like to me. Well, it's completely up to you. It's hard to automate those items if you do it the way you said. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so our software can handle it where you just say, well, it's not automatically built. I'll just pick it if I want to do it. If I had research on this job, then I would, do my thing, if that makes sense. So let's go back and look at the billing system now, and we'll see how that would lay in, and you can kind of decide what you want to do. Okay. The first question is a corp filing and a research job ever going to be on the same job? Okay. So in my mind, that would mean that you would want to have it be on a separate job type. And then you would just pick the job and bill it out, and it would say research. The research thing would just show up instead of corp filing. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So let's talk about, okay, is there anything else then in this bag of tricks you need to add right now, just for fun? Okay, sure. You can grab an invoice. That tends to help too. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and add that in. Is that always or just once in a while? Good. All right. You need to learn how to do this anyway, so let's go play that game. All right. So drop the billing item list down. See if we have our tabs in there. You may not. That's fine. We can go add it. This is a thing you're going to have to do anyway, so that's okay. Just hit cancel and click done here. It's going to remember what you just did. It doesn't all go away. All right, then we go back to maintain, go back to billing item. We add in the new title that you want to have it be. So new, whatever the tab things. Oops, you missed a C instead of a X. There you go. Say OK. Say done. Go back to your billing rate. Perfect. Pick the right one. There you go. Say OK. Add exhibit. was. I don't know where you want to put it. You just did that for now. That's fine. We can change that name. Do you guys actually do messenger courier, don't you? That's the thing you do. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Well, what you could do is the smart thing to do is you actually change it to B Corp filing, and then you add another one that says messenger courier, so you don't have to redo everything you just did. So that'd be the smart way to do it. Anyway, so go ahead and put in the rate that you want to charge for the tabs. Okay. So yeah, it's in the rate of $1. Okay, and do not check that radio button. Leave it off. Okay, just say none. Okay, because I don't want to mix the pages with the piece with the tabs. Okay, so we're just going to make them put it in here. Okay, so that looks great to me. Is there anything else? Okay, and that is a combined thing. You would have a court filing with a courtesy copy, so I understand that. So go ahead and let's make sure we have that in our list. I don't remember if I saw it on the list. Let's see if it's on the list. I think it might have been. So sad. Nope. All right, well, bounce out. And this is standard. You're doing it just the way everybody else has to do it because you can't remember everything at once. So this is great. Right. So that's okay with me, and it would be called something else other than court filing. So that we can make that work just fine. Just leave it like this. It'll be fine. All right. So once again, because it's generic, yes, we're going to say done out of here. Okay, great. So we're going to say done out of here. Go back to our billing, rates, pick court, and that, and okay. And then add that guy. This is another every once in a while kind of thing, right? There it is, courtesy copy delivery. Under the messenger courier guy, whatever you charge for it. Okay, and you don't automate it at all because it only happens every once in a while, right? All the radio buttons are every time. It's going to build this out every time. Okay, so in this case, you're not doing it every time, so we're not going to worry about that. So we're just going to say okay to that guy. Okay, now watch this fun action. All right, so we've just theoretically just finished the first billing schedule, right? And the way I train it is, don't leave, just hang around. So the way I train it is, don't do anything more in the software for setting things up until you're positive this is perfect, okay? Because it's really easy to duplicate information now when you're just setting it up than if you do a bunch of duplications first and then come back and say, oh, I need to fix this all over the place. That's a bigger deal. It takes more time. Okay. So it's just it's a thing of the training. So let's say you're starting to set up your process side stuff, right? Don't start duplicating things in the process side part until you're done with the process side. Everything looks good. That's exactly it. Have your billing person check it to make sure they're happy with it, kind of thing. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up our rush fee section, okay, for court, zone 1 court, okay? And so the way we do that is really simple. You just say save as, and you change it from from standard to rush. Priority goes from standard to rush. Everything else stays the same. And you say okay. And you look at your rates and you go, wait a minute, on a court filing on a rush, I charge whatever I charge. So highlight that guy, court filing, and you're going to edit it now. This is the new schedule. I'm going to edit it and put in the right number. Yeah, that's fine. All right, perfect. All right, so we're in a good place. All right, so you've now set up 2 billing schedules. Congratulations. Okay, so from here, let's do a couple more things. All right, so I'm kind of trying to pave your road here so you know how to deal with all the things you need to deal with. So click done here, and we're going to go back to maintain. We're going to go to setup now. We're going to go down to job type. We're going to say add, and it's a court job, but it's a research job, right? So whatever you want to call that. Leave the zones out of it. Okay, make sure you change it off of process. That's really important. Otherwise, you're going to not like it. So that would be a court. Yeah. Yep. Okay, you can give it its own special prefix, abbreviation that shows up on your board underneath the job type. So what do you want to call that? Okay. The other stuff we can worry about later. Actually, change enter new process order to say something else. Drop that list down. Court. Okay. You can set the priorities later. That controls some stuff, and there's some documentation on that, but okay, go ahead and click OK. Okay, you can have as many job types as you want. It's got to make sense to you. Okay, if you make too many, you'll be sad, but it also makes your job faster for billing, because now you can say, oh, I want to do a research job, clone off the court one and make the new research one, set the rates, you're all done. All right. Okay, so you can say done there. Let's talk about, go back to your spreadsheet now, because I think you probably get where we're going with whole court thing, right? Okay, good. All right, that's I was hoping you'd be there, so that's good. You're quick on the pickup. Okay, you'll probably want to make a thing called delivery court courtesy copy delivery thing, that when it's its own job thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, because that's another job type, because you want it to bill out without having to do the court filing piece, right? So that's how to classify that. And recorder thing, yeah. You could do one and just have it be, because we're talking zones, right? So you just have zone 1, zone 2, and you're all good. Okay, now let's scoot down and look at the process side, because that's a little bit more complex. I want to make sure you understand how to do that, and then we'll be in great shape. Right, I understand. So what I would do, if you can, like you did above, is you group them by zone. Okay, and you could have your zone be either San Joaquin Zone 1 and Stanislaus Zone 1, or whatever makes sense to you. Okay, whatever the grouping it is, it's fine, as long as it's okay. So in our software, and it's not, you can't see it right now because it's not activated, but for process service, there's a way to tell the system that a zone is related to a zip code. Okay, so go ahead and close Winserve Plus and reopen it. Go to maintain, billing region. Okay, so the software can associate a region with a list of zip codes. Okay, so if you hit the zip code button right there, you can associate a whole stack of zip codes, put in some comments. The find button will help you find the zip codes that you want. You can put them in either as like the zip code, comma, zip code, comma, zip code, or use the find button. It'll fill in all the ones that you select out of there to build your structure. Now it's fine. So you can put in San Bernardino, let's say, in the city or county, your choice. Do your search. Okay. Hit search. No. Okay, that's fine. Search. Okay, so there they all are. And then just highlight the ones you want and then click done or click the OK button and it'll load those into the list. There you go. Yep. Okay. So, and then once you do that, they're all associated with that area, and that's what then, as you're serving work, it knows when you go to pull up the bill for it, it goes, oh, I'm in this zone, therefore this is the schedule that I should grab from thing. So that's how it thinks when it comes to actually bill out the job. Yeah, that's because you highlighted it and clicked the zip codes. So, right. So let's slow down for a second. So for court, we're going to leave it the way you've already got it. We're not associating zip codes because you know what the zones are already, right? For the courts. Okay. So for process, you're going to make a series of zones for what you want, and then you're going to associate the zip codes with what makes sense. And then, yeah, your goal is to have a zone associated with a set rate. That's the idea. And then it'll just know what's going on and charge the right number when you do it. Right, and that's fine. So and you can always go into the default one and then hand price it if that's what you want to do. If you don't have the zone associated with that, that's fine. Okay, but by setting up the zip code zoning in there, it will know based on what you set up which rate schedule to use, and so you'll be that far ahead instead of having to do all this extra work. But it looks like it's pretty consistent. You know, makes it a lot easier. Okay, so have I given you enough to get going? It's really simple. So I mean, when we do our review next time we talk, we'll go ahead and bill one out. You can set up a job and we can run it through the system, and you'll see it's just, oh wow, Doug, that's really cool. Okay.